Dear students, we are studying about the chapter Why Do We Fall Ill. In the last lecture, I have discussed with you that what do you understand by the term health. So the term health means that you have to be fit socially, mentally as well as physically. To be healthy, a person needs to have a social well-being, mental well-being and physical well-being. So now let us study about the differences about the healthy and disease free. What do you understand by healthy person and what do you understand by disease free person? So the first point goes under healthy is that it is a state of physical, mental and social well-being. This we have discussed yesterday only. Then the disease free, what do you understand by the disease free? It is a state of absence from diseases. If you are not having any disease, that is you are physically fit only. You are not mentally and socially fit at that time. If you are having the mental and social balance also, then you will be termed to be as healthy. But if only you are having a physical fitness only, then you will be termed to be as disease free person. Okay, it refers to the second point in the healthy category is it refers to the individual physical and social environment. So a healthy person is affected by his social environment, his nearby surroundings, physical surroundings and by his individual status only. While in case of the disease free, what is happening? We are only looking about the individual only. We are referring to his physical state only. Okay. In this way, the individual has good health. If a person is physically fit, a person is mentally fit, a person is socially fit, he will be said to be in good state of health. But if a person is physically fit but he is not mentally well, he is not socially well, what can happen? The individual can have good health also, or he or she can have poor health also. Okay, I think now this whole difference between healthy and disease free is quite clear from this slide. Let us move further. So now the next question arises, what does disease look like? So let us start with this. When a person is affected by a disease, either the normal functioning or the appearance of one or more systems of the body changes for the worse, isn't it? Whenever suppose you are having a viral fever, fine. So does your body behaves normally when you are having fever? Does it behaves in the same manner when you are not having fever? No, isn't it? Your body functioning changes. And how do you analyze it that your body functioning has changed? You observe certain body changes which happen in your body. Okay, your body gets heated up. If you are having any infection, you will start sneezing or coughing, or there will be soreness in your throat. So what happened? How do you observe these changes? These changes gives rise to signs of the disease called the symptoms. You observe, yes, I am getting cold, that is why I am sneezing. So this is the symptom. I am having a cough or I am having sore throat. So this could be an indication of a particular infection. I am heating up, it could be a symptom of high fever, isn't it? So when a person is affected by disease, either the normal functioning or the appearance of one or more symptom of the body changes for the worse, and these changes give rise to signs of the disease called the symptoms. So on the basis of the symptoms, the physicians look for the signs of the particular disease and conduct tests to confirm the disease. So whenever you are having some problem in your normal functioning of the body, we all visit to the doctor, isn't it? So what does the doctor ask you? He asks you about different symptoms which you are feeling. If you are feeling something, then he asks you that what is the odd thing which you are feeling nowadays. So here he looks for the symptoms, the physician looks for the symptoms or the signs of a particular disease, and then according to that he prescribes you the medicine. Or if at all he wants to conduct a test, for that he writes up a test in his prescription to confirm the disease. Okay, now let us study about the types of diseases. So there are different types of diseases. Today we will be discussing about the acute disease and the chronic diseases. So this question also about acute disease and a chronic disease, this question also comes many times in exams. So what do you understand by the acute disease? Acute diseases are the diseases which last only for a short period of time and does not have long-term effect on the health of an individual. Like you are whenever the season changes, we get cough, we get cold, we can have typhoid, we can have cholera, we get dehydration, sometimes we suffer from loose motions, vomiting, isn't it? So these are short-term diseases. Short period of this type of disease occurs for the short period of time, and we get cured up from them very quickly, and they don't have any long-term effect on our health. Okay, so now we will come to the chronic diseases. What does chronic diseases mean? These are the diseases which are lasting for the long period of time and has long-term drastic effect on our health. So what can be the examples of chronic diseases? It can be diabetes, it can be tuberculosis, it can be elephantiasis, it can be arthritis, it can be cancer, etc. So these are such diseases, students, which if we will not take any medication, we will not control them, if we will not change our lifestyle, then these diseases can create havoc to our life, and a long-term drastic effect on our health can be seen due to these diseases. These diseases, they do not cure up soon, and if we suffer from any of these diseases, it remains within us for lifelong. Okay, so these diseases are very much severe diseases, and if anyone is detected of these diseases, then a person has to follow up with doctor and proper medication has to be taken care. Okay, so students, today we will stop here only and will continue in our next lecture. Thank you very much.